The Diddy trial and the Diddy saga is over. Like the Gene Deal story ain't bigger as the Diddy trial or the Diddy story.
Puffy, just large, just the man. You know, Puffy is, I think, Run DMC was the first group to really define what rap is. And I think Puffy is now in that rap renaissance, kind of being part of defining really where rap is going. He's making people dance again, getting back to the original.
Jay-Z is setting Diddy up. Why is everyone having such a hard time? He ain't doing shit different. He lined up D. Haven, stole his life and identity. He lined up Big L, stole his life and identity. He lined up Dame Dash, stole his life, identity, and took his love.
Competed to become the next big music sensation. Combs and Kutcher, they were often photographed together, with Kutcher showing his support for Combs' business ventures, attending Combs' Labor Day white parties.
Jaguar Wright has built her career by exposing secrets in the entertainment industry. Her claims are often shocking, but they strike a chord because they match the ongoing stories about power, control, and hidden corruption in music and Hollywood. Now, she has taken things even further. Jaguar says that some of the world's biggest celebrities were not only close to Diddy but even helped him record tapes of his infamous parties. Names like Will Smith, Jay-Z, Ashton Kutcher, and others have been mentioned. Some have responded, while others have stayed silent. One thing is clear: the walls around Diddy are collapsing, and the fallout is reaching far beyond his inner circle. What makes Jaguar's latest claim stand out is that she's now naming people with long-standing reputations that extend beyond hip-hop. These are figures with massive influence in film, music, and business. When such names are caught up in a scandal, the discussion moves from simple gossip to serious questions about trust, loyalty, and truth.
The Diddy trial and the Diddy saga is over. Like the Gene Deal story ain't bigger as the Diddy trial or the Diddy story. Man, I feel good, man. I feel good way before the sentencing, and I'm gonna feel good way after it. You know what I'm saying? That the sentencing don't have anything to do with how I feel. It just goes me to show that tells me when God puts you in a position and puts you in a place to be involved in something, his word ain't never wrong. It's exactly what I said on my show. I said Diddy gonna end up doing 24 months in prison. The judge gave him 50 months, but you gotta realize he already had 14 months in it, practically. And he's going to get credit for 2 months of that 14 months. That give him 16 months. He's gonna do 24 months, which is gonna give him about 30 months, because he only had to do 85% in the feds. And he goes to probably a halfway house. So he got off like a fat rat in a cheese factory. But for a dude like Diddy going to jail and spending all that time, you know, I'm not saying it's gonna be rough or nothing like that, because his former president of Bad Boy, Kirk Burrows, with the federal jail. You understand? Lil' Kim with the federal jail. So, you know, because the type of dude he is, you know, he'll make it, he'll be all right. And plus they gonna send him to a camp, bruh. He'll be in somebody camp or somebody dormitory, whereas that it'll be real light for him. So, you know, he'll see the streets back again in 24 months. He'll be out within 2 years. It seems like a lot saying 50 months and everything like that, but it's not really a lot, not at all, bro. It's not a lot at all.
Sean Diddy Combs is fighting for his freedom. He faces federal charges for racketeering and exploitation-related crimes. More than 30 lawsuits have been filed against him, each telling similar stories of manipulation and nights where luxury crossed into corruption. His lawyers insist he is innocent, but prosecutors are closing in with disturbing evidence. Now the verdict has arrived. One name that keeps coming up is Courtney Burgess, a former music industry insider who suddenly became a key figure. Burgess claimed to have seen tapes of Diddy and other celebrities, and prosecutors took him seriously enough to subpoena him for testimony. They even ordered him to hand over his devices and files. This means Jaguar Wright's claims about celebrities being caught on tape no longer sound like wild online gossip. The issue has entered the legal system and the courtroom, and that changes everything.
He says he was in possession of a trove of digital evidence from Diddy's freak-offs parties. His name is Courtney Burgess, and he says a friend gave him 11 flash drives that belonged to the late Kim Porter. And if you follow this story, you'll know that Kim Porter is Diddy's ex-girlfriend and the mother of 4 of his kids. On those drives, the witness says 8 videos featured 8 celebrities at Diddy freak-offs or parties, and that 6 were males, 2 were females. The drive also included a manuscript of an alleged Kim Porter memoir, a memoir that her 4 kids insist is fake. Courtney Burgess told his story on a podcast before he told the grand jury today, and after he told the grand jury, and I mean immediately after, he booked it over to my set, and he and his attorney talked to me. I should tell you that he was very limited in how much detail he could go into about his testimony. And because the 8 people in the videos, the 8 celebrities in the videos were allegedly victims of crimes, we know who they are, but we will not be naming them, famous or not. Here now is my conversation with Courtney Burgess and Ariel Mitchell, who's his attorney, beginning with the question of whether the participants in the video even knew they were being recorded.
When a federal court accepts testimony like this, the entire story shifts. Burgess's involvement shows how insiders can play a key role in revealing what happens behind closed doors. It also raises another question. If one insider has spoken out, how many others are still holding back information, waiting for the right moment to come forward?
Home was raided by federal authorities, and I assume it is because of this material. Is that true?
I wouldn't say that. They just went to every one of them looking for me. They said, the paperwork said the 24th, that I had to be there the 28th, and then it was the 27th. I said, I can't make it there, that's tomorrow. So I don't know. From the look of it, it was 4 days.
And I want to be specific. When we talk about a raid, we're talking about when a subpoena is served for documents, a search warrant, or an arrest warrant. In this situation, Mr. Burgess was not in any way, shape, or form had a search warrant or an arrest warrant issued for him. It was just them serving a subpoena. So when the federal government needs to serve a subpoena, they use the Marshal Service to come to all of your residences if you have more than one residence. So in this situation, they sent marshals to all of Mr. Burgess's residences, and that was somehow construed or understood or turned into a raid, but he did not face a raid. It was just to serve him a subpoena.
Ariel, do you believe that the subpoenas were issued and executed based on the federal authorities' knowledge that these flash drives existed and had this kind of compromising material?
I think it was based on statements that Mr. Burgess made in a prior interview.
And those statements include descriptions of what the witness says he saw on those tapes. So I asked him about that, and he answered what he could, given the limitations imposed on him after testifying before the grand jury.
Jaguar Wright says the tapes were not just about Diddy. According to her, he had friends, collaborators, and even Hollywood stars who helped record or manage these private moments. She mentions names like Will Smith, Jay-Z, and Ashton Kutcher. Wright suggests that the tapes were never meant for entertainment. They were about leverage and control. In her view, Diddy believed that by keeping recordings of famous people in compromising situations, he could ensure they would never turn against him. This theory fits into a larger pattern seen in powerful circles. Control maintained not through contracts, but through secrets. Some believe this is how Diddy kept his influence for decades, even as controversies continued to surround him.
What are your thoughts on Obama allegedly attending freak-off parties?
Well, I know he was there. I seen him on the tape. And his wife went with him. They all hang out together.
Yeah.
They had a lot of fun in Cuba.
What'd you say?
They had a lot of fun in Cuba.
Were they there with Jay-Z and Beyonce at the same time? What kind of fun? Were they ordering pizza and hot dogs from Chicago?
I think so.
Obama's kind of missing right now.
I don't know why. He came out and tried to shame all of Black America for not wanting to vote for a not black lying bitch. And now he done disappeared. That all of they magic done fell through the floor.
As these stories unfold, one thing is clear. The walls of secrecy are beginning to crack. The truth has a way of forcing its way into the light, no matter how powerful the people involved may be. What's hidden today could be tomorrow's headline. Stay tuned because this story is far from over. Make sure to follow for updates as the investigation continues to shake the industry.